Man, oh man, oh man, I just got done watching the incredibly freaking great wall-to-wall epic Mario Maker 2 Nintendo Direct. Now, if you've just subscribed recently or you don't really know my content great, you may not know this, but years ago I actually did a really big top 10 list of what I considered the absolute best Wii U games, and fun fact, my #1 slot was Mario Maker. I truly believe that the original Mario Maker is the very best game that ever came to that console because it provided basically infinite stuff to do. I mean, the fact that the community was perpetually trying to create bigger and better courses was just so great. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and I wanted to do this video just because I am so legitimately excited. So this direct was 15 freaking minutes, and so much happened that it's a little bit difficult to even try and extrapolate it, because they pretty much just showed us update after update after update. This is going to have more tools, more ways to create, and more reasons just to freaking play it. Let me just start off by talking about the #1 thing that gets me by far the most excited, which is that there was so much talk about multiplayer in this. Both competitive, where you're actually going against each other, and cooperative, where you're actually working together through stages. But wait, there's something even more epic than just that. You can actually create together. They actually specifically said that when you get your Switch and you put Mario Maker into it, you can take off each of the Joy-Cons and actually construct the stages as a group. Meaning that, I mean, honestly, I'll be totally frank, my fiance has never played Mario Maker. I don't think she's ever even seen it, but I think it would be so freaking cool to actually sit her down and we build a stage together. We actually come together and try and think of all sorts of devious little traps and stuff that we could put. I mean, it'd be so cool to actually get a chance to construct our own Mario game as a couple, and then have our friends try and compete in it, and they could do the same to us. And another thing that I really did legitimately think was awesome is the fact that there are all these different versus modes now, where you can actually go in here and try and go through stages and have foot races and stuff. Some people can even, if they choose to do so, actually flag their course as being versus specific. That way, if they did something like put a bunch of traps that can kill people and stuff, then it's just as much a foot race as it is actually a way of basically having a death trap of people actually trying to be the last man standing, or in this case, the last Mario standing. Now, they showed all sorts of little super tiny nitty-gritty details as well, like stuff like you're going to be able to do stuff with the Super Mario 3D World art style now, so you can actually do stuff in that, and it gives you additional costumes that only exist in that game, like the freaking Mario catsuit that lets you scale walls, or the ability to throw boxes that'll be buoyant, so they'll float on the top of water, and you can do stuff like skip across the surface of lava and stuff. You can put different switches in there now that allow you to actually turn on certain stage hazards, like maybe blocks that appear or disappear, or if you're on one of those little like one of those rides that's going along on the tracks, you could actually have a button that'll switch the tracks to make it where people are constantly having to basically make life and death decisions on the fly. This all looks great. I love the fact that there's the sun. You can actually make motion courses that have specific weird routes now. You can make hidden areas. All of this is great, but the biggest thing to me is I think that this entire direct, in my opinion, was very, very centered on the creators. It's definitely made more for the people who just like to make all these crazy freaking tracks, but there are definitely a lot of people out there who are like me, the people who are just going to be sitting down with this game and playing it for the fun of playing it. I'm not super good at making stuff, and it's really a lot of people out there who are way better than I am. So I want to just be able to play through a bunch of different stuff in this, and they actually mentioned that there's now going to be a 100 stage story mode, which are predetermined, pre-built, and already existing Nintendo constructed stages that very much give you an opportunity to stoke the fires of your own imagination. Probably a thing where They show you underwater levels and really interesting mechanics to make it where you're constantly just trying to really see the different ways you can play. This all seems great. They've also said that it'll now be possible to download stages. So if I want, I can actually install a bunch of stages from the internet onto my Switch and play them even when I don't have a connection. There's also some sort of apparent thing where I can actually like share play it, where I'll actually be able to put the cartridge in my console, and when my friends come over and have their Switches, they can just play with me. It's exactly what I wanted. Honestly, this is the ultimate sequel. Whenever I heard about Mario Maker 2, I just wanted it to be more. I just was like, okay, Mario Maker 1 is already just so dang close to perfect that it just needs to be a tiny inch more and it'll be flawless. And this is completely nailing it. But what did you guys think? I know this is just off the cuff and totally random and hyped, but honestly, I'm so excited for it. And this, I mean, let's face facts, this is 99% chance this is going to be the freaking game of the year for Nintendo Switch. I'm hyped, you're hyped, it is now about a month and a half until we're going to get a chance to play this, and I'm going to do my very, very best to actually do a giant review of it. But it's going to be so difficult because it is such a creator-focused project. But that's going to be in a month and a half. I definitely want to do a giant review on this, and I might even do a thing where all of y'all submit stages to me, and maybe I'll do a stream where we all play on those stages together. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Oh man, I knew this was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be that freaking good. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.